to Tales by the Coffin. Tonight, I will take you on an adventure through the world of Halloween stories, written by Matthew Doggett. I'll be reading Don't Lose Your Head. So gather around the coffin, get comfortable, grab your favorite drink, find your favorite spot, or simply lay down. Take a nice, deep breath for me, and let me guide you through tonight's adventure. Don't Lose Your Head by Matthew Doggett. Where are you taking me? My younger sister giggled as she looked out the car window at the woods. I told you it's a surprise. You'll see soon enough. Her face got suddenly serious, and she peered at me so intently that I had to slow down a bit on the dirt road to gaze back at her. Wait, she said. You're not taking me out here to murder me, are you? My mouth dropped open and my eyes went wide. No. We both fell into laughter. Tears streamed down my cheeks as I finally got myself under control, my gasps dying down. It was good to laugh with Serena. It felt like old times, better times. We lapsed into a comfortable silence as I steered the car down the narrow road, the headlights picking out little more than shapes from the trees. Then the structure came into view up ahead, the glowing lights of the towering mansion appearing through a gap in the foliage. Wow, Serena said. I wonder who lives there. You're about to find out, I said. No way, I nodded. You actually know the person who lives in that house? She asked. I nodded again. I met him a couple of months ago. The first person I thought of was you when you invited me up and I saw it for the first time. I know how you love these old mansions. I definitely do. I just wish it was daytime. I can hardly see the architecture. And why all the secrecy? Why couldn't I tell Simon and the kids where I was going? I rolled my eyes. I didn't want your husband worrying and calling you every 5 minutes. He's such a baby. My sister punched my arm and laughed. Leave him alone, he is sweet. Just trust me, I said. There's more than just a house waiting, I promise. 10 minutes later, we pulled up to the unique mountainside mansion. There was a fountain in the middle of the circular driveway, red lights shining up from the water as it burbled away. After I parked, we got out of the car and marveled at the mansion. There were 3 chimneys sticking up, and 2 peaked towers with arch-style windows. The roofs were all steeply pitched, giving the house itself the appearance of some especially brutal mountain range. Looking at my sister while she babbled on in architect speak, I had a moment of regret. I suddenly wanted to tell her that plans had changed before whisking her back down the mountain. With some effort, I shoved my regret down deep, knowing that what came next would absolutely be worth it. It would be worth anything. I just had to keep my nerve for a little longer. I knocked on the heavily and ornately carved wooden door and waited. The door opened slowly, revealing Horace in all his pale and handsome glory. A tall man dressed in an immaculate black suit with a red tie. Horace smiled without showing his teeth as he took us in with lively eyes. His brown hair was pulled back into a bun, and his cheeks were clean-shaven. Come in, Jackson. This must be your lovely sister, Serena. We stepped inside as Serena shook Horace's hand and gushed about his house. Thank you, he said. I spent many years perfecting the design. He led us through the house, which was draped in finery and decorated in dark hues. We came to a metal door, which he opened before standing aside, gesturing us to enter. We're doing this now? I asked, suddenly sweating. Why wouldn't we? Horace asked. Doing what? Serena said. She seemed to sense that something was off. Maybe it was the pitch-dark room waiting for us. Your brother has orchestrated a little surprise for you, Horace said, smiling again without showing his teeth. Serena hesitated. Please, he said. I'm quite sure you will like it. Serena walked into the dark room. I paused and looked at Horace. The edge of his lip twitched as his eyes bored into me. Swallowing, I walked into the room. Horace stepped inside after us, swinging the door shut and removing any source of light. But it was only dark for a moment before the lights came on. I gasped, looking around the room at the collection of severed human heads reserved in glass cases filled with liquid. What is this? Serena asked, stepping close to me. This is the one room I never showed your brother, Horace said. What's going on, Horace? I asked. I brought her here. Now you keep your promise. What? Serena said. What promise? Horace finally smiled fully, revealing long, sharp fangs. Yes, why don't you tell her? It's nothing, I said. Just a misunderstanding. Tell her, Horace shouted, his voice a growl as he rushed to me and grabbed me by the neck. Half joking, I said, I have a brain tumor, Serena. There is no cure. No cure but what Horace can give me. Serena was back against the only wall without shelves. She was shaking. What can he give you? She asked. Eternal life, Horace said. He was ready to trade you to me for eternal life. No, my sister said. No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. I looked at her, willing her to see my side of it. But there was no understanding in her eyes. Only the cold realization that Horace was telling the truth. All these people were willing to kill to attain immortality, Horace said, gesturing at the heads. They all wanted to deal with the devil. They may not have gotten what they wanted, but they got what they deserved. He lifted me off the ground by my neck. I felt the cartilage in my throat breaking as his cold hand clamped down. I kicked my feet and punched him, but it was as if he was made of stone. Horace took something from his jacket pocket and poured it into my grimacing mouth. The coppery taste left no doubt in my mind as to what it was, but I didn't know why. Leave now and forget what you saw here, Horace said. He dug into my pocket and retrieved the keys, tossing them to my sister. Serena rushed out of the room a moment before I felt Horace's hand on my skull. He was digging into the flesh of my neck with his claw-like fingers, pulling one way on my skull and the other on my body. You know that old thing about vampires dying by decapitation? He asked me. Well, it's wrong. The head lives, you see. It can live forever. The pain came to a crescendo as skin and muscle ripped, followed shortly by the wet, cracking pop of my spine severing. My vision tilted, the room spinning as my head fell down to crack on the concrete floor. My vision darkened. I tumbled through death, a savage existence where endless hands pulled at my very essence, ripping my soul apart and leaving only tatters. I was sure years had passed when my vision came slowly back and I saw Horace. He was lifting me up and dumping me into a jar on a shelf. Not all of me, though. I could see my body on the floor, fresh blood all around it. The blood he had poured into my mouth was his blood. He had done it. He had followed through on his promise. He had turned me into a vampire, and then he had taken my head. The story ends, and it's time for this old vampire to rest again. So good night, dear listener, until we meet again for another tale by my coffin.